Get ready to dive deep into the heart of the political storm, right here on Pollitt-Tics.
Welcome to Pollitt-Tics, the only place where we don't just talk about the swamp, we name the alligators. I'm your host, Greg Pollitt, and it's officially day 6 of the Democrats' manufactured government shutdown. The President and the Republican Congress offered a clean, simple funding extension, a continuing resolution to keep the lights on through November. Once again, the radical left in the Senate, led by Schumer, would rather see our government paralyzed than drop their ransom demands. A permanent extension of the endless, costly ObamaCare premium tax credits. This isn't a negotiation. It's a political temper tantrum designed to hurt the American people just to bail out their failed socialist healthcare schemes. But here's the news they don't want you to hear. While they're playing politics, the president is able to do even more on what he's promised. He's draining the swamp. And he's using their shutdown to do it. It's a shutdown with a purpose. The Washington establishment's in absolute panic because this isn't a typical shutdown. This is a controlled demolition of the administrative state, exactly what the country needs. The president and the OMB director, Russ Vought, member of the Project 2025 fame, have called this an unprecedented opportunity, and they are proving it with action. First, the White House is not just furloughing non-essential workers. They're moving forward with plans for mass permanent layoffs. Layoffs? For decades, the swamp has swelled with bureaucrats who do nothing but implement the progressive agenda, like DEI. Now, the president's targeting these agencies for a permanent reduction in force. He's cutting the waste and putting the blame squarely where it belongs, on the Democrats. They're the ones who shut down the government. As the president said, the Democrats have given him the opportunity to do things during the shutdown that are irreversible. And that's a beautiful sound, guys. We also get to see the war on woke funding. Vought's team has publicly announced the cancellation of nearly $8 billion in the Green New Scan grants from projects exclusively in blue states that are almost guaranteed to be like the NGOs that Doge found that are most likely laundering that money back to Democrats and some rhinos. States that primarily are the ones that vote for the left's candidates to drive this agenda, the ones that continue to push for DEI. This is money that was authorized in previous Democrat bills for things like hydrogen hubs, battery plants, other climate-focused nonsense that drives up the price of American energy. They're also withholding $2.1 billion for a transit project in Chicago, citing the concerns about race-based contracting through DEI. Not contracting the best company, but contracting the best company that fills X amount of people based on race, sex, and gender. Oh, the humanity! The left is furious that the president's using their shutdown to stop their wasteful ideological spending. They're calling it a punishment. I call it prudent fiscal management. The money being stopped was never about common sense infrastructure. It was about political pork and subsidizing a radical green agenda that makes American energy unaffordable. Take a look at your electric bill. It's all you need to do. Take a look at your gas bill, your gasoline bill, your grocery bill. Everything stems from being able to have cheap, affordable energy. Cheap gas, cheap diesel allow tractors to operate longer at a lower rate of cost to help bring down cost of goods. We're finally getting the permanent cuts to the government bloat that Congress has been too cowardly to pass. We had all these cuts from DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, that largely Congress has still yet to codify by passing into law. But the Democrats keep on hanging in. Their chariot they choose to ride in this battle for, their righteous fight, is about the ACA premium tax credits. These are the temporary COVID-era subsidies that funneled billions of dollars of taxpayers' money to artificially lower health premiums for people on the ObamaCare exchanges. Fundamental truth since the beginning is that ObamaCare is broken. It's an unsustainable program, and this subsidy is a massive $350 billion taxpayer bailout that expires at the end of the year. The Democrats' message is simple. You have to agree to permanently bail out our failed health care law before we'll fund the rest of the government. They're holding the entire country hostage over a political convenient handout. But you know the Democrats, they never let a good situation go to waste. But this time they may have bitten off a little bit more than they could chew. They've walked right into a political trap. Public polling shows a majority of Americans want the subsidies extended. But that support drops when people realize extending them means permanently inflating the national debt and refusing to open the government. Even better, some moderate Senate Democrats are starting to feel the heat. Informal talks are reportedly happening between moderate Republicans and Democrats, like Senator Tester and Senator Manchin, to find an off-ramp for them. While they try to save face to say, we fought the good fight, but Republicans just forced us into it. But the longer the Democrats dig in on this ACA hostage negotiation, the more the President Trump and Russ Vought will use the shutdown to make irreversible cuts. Cuts that favorite agencies and the Green New Scam projects of the Democrats will end permanently. White House is not negotiating on a clean funding bill. They are executing a strategy of transformation. And this is all left out for the Democrats to suffer from. They dug their hole. They've got to lay in it. Democrats have no leverage in this. Ultimately, it's a political coffin for them. Because when the shutdown finally ends, Washington's going to be smaller, leaner, and hopefully much more responsible than it ever has been before. For decades, left and right politicians have said for far too many years that Washington's too big, government's too big, yet both parties, largely more Democrats than Republicans, but still equally guilty of inflating the government. Creating a deep state bureaucracy that, with their ideology of choice, ignores the will of the people. They feel they know better than you, that they're smarter than you, and their agenda is the only way. Now, when this is all over, the American people will remember who shut down the government. And it'll be the Democrats over their failing socialized health scheme who tried to continue to fund health care for the illegal immigrants in this country as well. But this will be an opportunity for President Trump and the Republicans to finally shrink the deep state, to drain the swamp. And it's about time. That's it for today's episode on politics. Be sure to subscribe and share this episode because they're not going to give you the truth anywhere else. We're going to continue to grow this channel, playing with the format, trying to figure out where we belong in this sphere. But most importantly, we want to share our point of view, ask you to question every official story, look at the bigger picture, keep God, your country, your family in mind. Let's all come back together. We'll be back tomorrow to continue naming names and covering the transformation in Washington. Until then, keep your head up, keep your wallet locked down, and remember, don't just watch the news. Analyze the politics.